Welcome back to the channel. Alright, well, this house is a recheck. I've inspected this house probably about a couple months ago. There was some work that needed to be done. So I'm coming back out here to check to see what the contractor did. But in the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and check everything out and make sure everything's okay, because I am going to be the last set of eyes. There were a few things I mentioned here, so let's take a look and see if they corrected it. I did request them put a little bit more tape around some of the ductwork. Looks like they did. I did mention that there was some insulation falling down due to critters. They just stake them back up because they're hanging on the wires. You can see that they're doing that right there. And that's as soon as you get into the crawl space. So, once again, doesn't look like anybody's been down here in a while, probably since the last time they did some work. But I can always tell by the, yep, that fungus gets a little bit worse there. And they didn't really go over the taping too much. But I'll tell you what, in a couple of months, it's amazing what happens to a crawl space. That is crazy. I said the same thing to another homeowner just the other day. He had a rodent problem, mice, a lot of mice. He did something about it. He got the crawl space cleared out, the vapor barrier, and then it wasn't but 6 months, maybe a year, 8 months. Yeah, I mentioned the rust underneath the water heater. You know, that is what it is there. I mean, it's not leaking. They're not really forced to have to do anything, but I did bring it to the attention that it possibly might start leaking. The mice had come back to that guy's house and just absolutely peed and pooped all over the place there and chewed through the plastic. It was crazy, the bad infestation they had. See, they just don't put enough wires on the insulation at all. This little crawl space right here, this is underneath a slab. So it's kind of like a dirt-filled area, but it's not dirt-filled. I'd much rather not be dirt-filled, because the contractors usually just fill it up with junk anyway. But you see they did run some gas lines. It is a finished area upstairs. It's very nice. Nice porch, all finished. But you can see how they ran their HVAC line up there. Some ductwork, but I would have made a door and had this little area as a storage area. Put a nice plastic. That's just weird how they connected it, but it's pretty solid. But this crawl space takes on a lot of water. They did have some plumbing issues. They did have a bunch of water coming in. It hasn't rained here in a little bit, but you see, you can tell just looking at the clay how much moisture this clay holds. Underneath that vapor barrier, a lot of moisture comes up. You see the rest of the clay on the edges? Nice and dry. And then this ground produces a lot of moisture. Yeah, I stirred up some insulation. Started really seeing all the little particles flying around. The nice tall area. This had an active leak. This whole area will have a nice little puddle. Looks like they did take care of the plumbing leak. Just want to take a look at. There was a bunch of wood there that they had left behind, but once again, if you're gonna hire a contractor to do a couple things, ask them if they can fix up some other things. They can just put some more wires on the insulation. Might just charge you a couple $100. Got a millipede buddy there. Now I'm out here a little bit more in the country. This house on the outside was almost unrecognizable due to all the trees that fell from the storm, Hurricane Helene, the tropical storm Helene, by the time we got up here. But man, these trees, oof. This guy has a lot of land. Some more insulation fell down here. You can tell it's just critters, mice, chipmunks, squirrels, snakes. Just cruising around here. Right now they're all just laying low. They're probably hiding up there somewhere. But I'm going to show you over here, this one area. Yeah, you might want to, I doubt it's under warranty. They're not going to warranty something that's all rusted out. That would fall under who knows what. They probably won't take responsibility for it. But then again, you never know. Now this little thing, this is still here. I don't know what this was. This looks like one of those fans from those inflatable kids bounce houses. Look at all this fungi. Oh my god. I mean, that's absolutely everywhere. It just gets worse as we travel in. I did recommend the dehumidifier in this Crawlspace because this gets up much worse. And you know what? Through the camera, you don't see it as bad. The black doesn't stand out as much. But it's pretty dark. This right here looks like an old water tank, whatever it is. You guys tell me in the comments what you think that is. That looks like some kind of a fan. I'm guessing he was just trying to circulate some air or push air from the crawl space out to keep some air movement. You got me. But yeah, this homeowner is not very friendly. Sorry, let me get spider webs out of the way. This homeowner is not a very friendly guy. He didn't like anything I had to say. They know about it, but you know, I have to be a bipartisan worker here and just kind of just show you guys, you know, what you see is what I have to kind of say. So water was just pouring into this front portion of the crawl space. You can see all that mineral buildup right there coming in. That's the front of the house, which would be the top of the hill. Where we came into the crawl space door, that is the bottom of the hill. So all this comes from right to left. These duct lines, you can see all that water driplets right there. So these lines all condensate pretty heavy in the summer months. That explains, you know, why all this fungus right here. Look at that. That is a wood destroying fungi. People say mold a lot. I try to keep that word a little low, you know, because they assume it's black mold. I'm not a doctor, but you know, that is not the black mold that can kill you. I worked with that stuff in Florida. That was horrifying. All this was water coming in, and you know what? They didn't even put a French drain. I said you get a lot of water coming here when it rains. I would recommend a French drain, because that's not helping with this fungus problem. Every time it rains, all that moisture, all that moisture coming in, even against the foundation, it's releasing all those water molecules that's just feeding into that fungi. Here's a vent, so water also comes into that vent. And this has been happening for a long time. Look at the concrete pour they did there. Construction here is just so different. I can't seem to get used to it. Some of these houses are so heavy. The grading is horrible. I know, Virginia, you commented on the grading and what can you do after the fact. Yeah, look, this tells you how much moisture you have here. Mushrooms growing. So, you know, I'm trying to see if there's any French drains, and nothing. Yeah, Virginia, when you get to a point where if they haven't done any grading, unless you're doing any kind of slab work or something, what's the sense of doing it afterwards? I'd talk about some back-breaking work. We can't get any kind of heavy machinery. Now this Crawlspace has got a nice height to it. But that corner right over there is the corner we're going to look at. That's the corner where I spotted some serious damage, and you could tell. They hired a contractor. Oh my God. You gotta be kidding me. Yeah, they didn't hire a contractor, they hired a hack. Look, they just left all their mess here. So they had a moisture problem, and they had termites coming up. They removed the insulation. Look at that. They just left all that. No, that's a horrible fix. See, the termites came up right to the ground. This is all scraped off because it was treated. They came up, they ate most of that foundation joist. And then you had all this rot because they had some plumbing problems. But you can see how they did a really bad hack job on the wood. And they didn't even repair some of it. This is not acceptable for me. And they left all their trash down here. I did recommend a licensed contractor to come out here and do the work. I don't allow, even if a homeowner is qualified to do work, that wouldn't really be up to me. But I have to put down a licensed contractor that has to take care of this. That's bad. And plus, when you cut a joist, you can't just scab a little piece to it like that right there. You got to put a support. You got to create now a new bearing point. Unless you're going to carry it all the way to the to this pier system right here to my right. That would be ideal. If not, you have to put some kind of something there. Yeah, they probably just didn't want to comply or just do anything here. I mean, that's when people sell homes, you know, I don't know. You know, you just don't know people's situation. Maybe they just don't have the money or whatever the case may be. I don't know. Or is stubborn. Most of the time it's just stubborn. They're not going to do anything. See all the insulation just falling down? So somebody did some work here at one point. You can see that's a new piece of wood right there. So there was a problem here. That's new plywood. That's not the original plywood. Subflooring. So something happened there. Could have been a moisture problem coming in from the outside because there's also a deck on the outside. Some plumbing work. All that insulation just stringing down. See all those black marks on the pipe? That's from rodents. That's been a trail for rodents for a long time. They have very greasy skin. And they pee and they do all kinds of, and they leave a trail on the pipes and all that stuff. It's very nasty. It's gross. For the most part, you just see how all this wood is just sitting down. Nothing is actually strapped down. We do get some tremors out here every once in a while. Get a nice little earthquake. Her up north had a little earthquake up there. They get registered a 5 or something, a 6. I don't know. That's all. You know, that's a nice shake. This ductwork is all disconnected. So it looks like they had connected it back. I did mention something about this wiring. You can see the fungus. Fungus is always going to grow a little bit more over the HVAC system. Because that's just where you get a lot of humidity. For the most part, guys, if you got any value from this video, hit that like and subscribe. Let me know in the comments how you feel. See that right there? Just put that slap a little tape on there. There was a snake in there last time. Yeah, let me know what you guys think about this one. And like I said, thank you guys so much. I appreciate everything you do. And I hope you have a very pleasant day. And God bless you all. Keep me posted on how you feel about these. See ya.